Get fresh tires, new tires, stickers, whenever you can, whenever it's possible, and that's what he will get. 4 tires, fuel. Car's been running pretty good, just a little bit snug, so they'll try to free him up.
Rusty Wallace suffered damage on that lap 1 accident. They actually had to get on pit road and take the battery to the battery compartment. So, as Darrell said earlier, a lot of damage to the left side of that number 2 car.
One driver who has not stopped is rookie Kyle Busch in a backup car after a qualifying crash. He can't hear his crew on the radio. They asked NASCAR to black flag him and get him in for fuel.
And just remember, that's a backup car that they had no track time with after crashing in qualifying the other night. Dale Jarrett, the 88 car, the UPS car, he has inherited the lead. I would anticipate he'll be coming to pit road here pretty quick, though, maybe even this time. Looks like so. Green flag stops.
Dave Blaney led a lap. He's now in along with Brian Vickers. And here comes Jarrett, as you predicted. Ricky Rudd had the chance to lead a lap, but rather than run out of gas, he and the Wood brothers take service. Oh boy, Dale Jr. too fast exiting the pits. He nabbed by the electronic timing system, and he will get a pass through the pit penalty.
I know Dale Jr. is a cool character, but I think some of that frustration of just not running well and things not going right, that's what creates situations like that. The driver tries to make up for all the other problems.
Can you do this, Larry, without losing a lap?
No, I think you will come close to losing another lap. And remember, he does not have to stop in his pit box, but he has to just come down pit road and pass through at 45 miles per hour. But guess who has inherited the lead now that we've cycled through? Greg Biffle in the 16 car. But remember, he was one of the cars that hit pit road the earliest to take advantage of those 4 fresh tires.
Dale Jarrett too fast entering pit road. As we told you in Daytona, the old method of timing the cars with stopwatches in segments. The drivers wanted a more accurate system. They have it. So Jarrett and Earnhardt have both been gigged for too fast on pit road. It's a drive-through penalty at pit road speed.
And those are the areas where you make up time under the old system. Getting on pit road and getting off pit road. Those last pit boxes and the first one coming in, you could push the envelope a little bit right there and get away with it.
Let's get an update on tire wear. Here's Jeannie.
Oh boy, talk about somebody who was pushing the envelope and feeling pretty lucky right now. That would be the 01 of Joe Nemechek. What you're looking at here are the front tires, the right side and the left side, and you can see some serious tire wear. They're feeling, as I said, pretty lucky in this pit right now that they escaped what could potentially have been a problem. As I mentioned, he pitted a little early because of vibration, and now we know why.
We got a battle right here. Now, this will be for the 3rd position. Carl Edwards in the 99, Jimmy Johnson in the 48. But looks like Carl Edwards will get trapped behind Robbie Gordon in that 7 car, and Jimmy Johnson to take the position.
They work past Kevin LePage.
I tell you, I think Carl Edwards is all he's trying to do right now is keep Jimmy Johnson in his sights. After yesterday's race, I think he knows that's the guy he's got to beat.
Now this is our leader, Greg Biffle in the 16 car, sandwiched between 2 cars, trying to get back on the lead lap. Jason Leffler in the 11 and Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the 8.
And things have gone from bad to worse for the 8s team. On the pace laps, they split the field in half. They use 2 pace vehicles so that each driver can match up his pit road speed to an engine RPM. Apparently that calculation didn't work in Dale Jarrett's case. While serving his penalty pass through, he was too fast. "67 laps complete at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Greg Biffle in front of Kurt Busch by 3.7 seconds.
Greg Biffle, Jimmy Johnson, Kurt Busch currently running 3rd. And Jeff Gordon back in the race after being involved in that 9-car wreck earlier that involved a number of headliners.
Yeah, he's 72 laps down, but Robbie Loomis and Jeff all realize that you've got to get these valuable points. We've got to go out there and just do the best we can. We still got a long ways to go. And, got almost 249 laps more to go. So a lot of things can happen, and they realize every point counts right now.
I like Dale Earnhardt Jr. in front of Sterling Marlin. And, it's worth pointing out Jimmy Johnson, who has led the most laps so far, currently running 2nd as Greg Biffle
Yeah, he's trying to put a lap right now on Sterling Marlin running the 17th. And, you know, he's just on a rail right now. He's got that number 16 car right down that line where you want it to be, and he's just motoring through this field.
And Jimmy Johnson competing in the same chassis, the car that won the Atlanta race last fall in both races here at Lowe's Motor Speedway last year.
We really got a really good battle right there. We see the 9 car right in behind Tony Stewart there in the 1640 car. I mean, they don't want to roll over and play dead for sure.
Casey Kane, the only Dodge in the top 10, running 5th. Let's check in with Matt Yoakum.
And Casey Kane running in the 5th position now. Moments ago, Ray Evernham, the car owner, was looking at the tires that came off Casey Kane's car. Now the right side showing considerable wear, but very similar conditions to the tires that came off Michael Waltrip's car as well, and a few other teams on my end of pit road. So we talked at the beginning of the show about tire wear, showing a lot of it here at Atlanta, and the teams are seeing that now. The 97 car of Kurt Busch running 3rd. His car is tight again. Remember, he pitted Mike Joy back on lap 51 with a flat right front.
So Busch 3rd behind his teammate Greg Biffle, in front of teammate Carl Edwards, with Jimmy Johnson in between. A final note on that Carl Edwards stop. The gas man, isn't he really, Larry, the only man on the crew that has freedom of movement? Everyone else's movements is dictated by the man next to him or the man he's working with. Who else could run around and do that?
Yeah, I mean, the other guys that are there, basically the 2 tire changers, the jack and 2 tire carriers, they have something going on the entire stop. The gas man, you know, he has a little bit of liberty there, but I think what caught him off guard just a little bit, remember, that was a green flag stop. He almost had to dump that entire 22 gallons of fuel in before they let him go.
It just seems like real good management to me. He got so many people, got so many things he got to get done, and I like the way they orchestrated that whole deal.
For a final word on this, let's go to Steve in Carl's pit.
And Mike, that didn't rattle Carl Edwards at all. In fact, he just radioed crew chief Bob Osborne and said the car's real good, still just a little bit tight. And they've been reminding Carl, including spotter Bobby Hudson, from the beginning of this race, as he goes by the 97 of Busch, take care of your equipment. We're going to race hard with 50 to go. Just be patient, reinforcing that virtue to young Carl Edwards, just 25 years old.
Well, it was a plan that got him to victory lane yesterday here in Atlanta.
I'd like to know what the definition of patience would be to a young guy like Carl Edwards, 25 years old, with all the enthusiasm he has. I'm sure it wouldn't be the same as it would be for someone like me.
We just watched Greg Biffle in the 16 car put Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the 8 car another lap down. He is now 2 laps down, and we're not even a third of the way through this race. I'll tell you, another car that's having a good run, needed a good run, not a great qualifying run on Friday night, started back in 31st. Ricky Rudd in the 21 car. He is up to the 12th position. He finally has his crew chief back, Michael Fatback McSwain. He's been recovering from back surgery. This car has been involved in 3 wrecks in the first 3 races of 2005, and none of them were of his making. So good to see this car. They just want to see the checkered flag besides being in the garage area.
Rudd right now is 12th. There are 15 cars on the lead lap. The last of those is Brian Vickers, who had a small role in the first lap, got caught up a little bit in that what preceded the first lap accident, and he's about 3 seconds from going a lap down as you watch Jamie McMurray and Kevin Harvick battle along with Mike Bliss. This is at 19th place. Debris going into turn 1 in the quad oval, the dog leg here between the start finish line and the first corners.
And I think who that's going to really benefit, a man that was running pretty good at the beginning of the race, the 20 car Tony Stewart, because he had went a lap down. He should get this free pass. That'll be a big break for Tony in that 20 group. Big break for a lot of cars. Yeah. Now we make some chassis adjustments.
Dale Jr. just went 2 laps.
Coming down to the green flag for the restart to begin lap 90. Greg Biffle brings Jimmy Johnson, Carl Edwards, Joe Nemechek, and Mark Martin on the outside of the lapped cars. Kurt Busch made a late stop for cosmetic and aero adjustment to that left front fender, so he's tail end Charlie along with Tony Stewart, who got the free pass.
Look at these guys. They're already 3 wide coming off turn 2 down the back straightaway. Ryan Newman in the 12 car there, trying to get up there to be the first car a lap down, where maybe he can get the free pass should we get another caution.